You are being followed by a truth that most people never dare to face. Why do you always feel like you are being held back, trapped in a loop of failure and scarcity? I am Elon Musk, and I need to tell you this straight right now. If you miss this moment, you will lose the only chance to break through. You did not come here by accident. This moment is not coincidence. It is the result of a chain of events designed so that you are at the right place at the right time, hearing exactly the words you need to hear. I want you to understand that there are things in this universe that never happen randomly. Every event, every challenge, every closed door in your life has led you to this point where you are about to step into an entirely new chapter. And I want you to realize that right now. Have you ever looked up at the sky wondering why you had to endure so much? Have you ever whispered in silence, "Why me, God?" I know you have had sleepless nights, your mind circling around the question of why everything became so heavy, why the doors of success seem to shut tight in front of you. But there is one thing you must engrave into your heart. That cry was not forgotten. The universe and the one who created it has heard every whisper of yours. And when you thought no one understood, no one cared, the truth is, the entire sky was moving to respond to you. The fact that you are here, listening to what I am saying, is proof. You might think I, just a human like you, though known worldwide, am only a man. But look closer. I am only a tool in the hands of something greater, here to confirm to you that your life is not meaningless. Everything you have been through is not punishment, but preparation. You must hear this right now, because this is the affirmation that you have been chosen. When I launch a spacecraft beyond the atmosphere, I know very clearly that all the resistance, the pressure, the violent shaking are not signs of failure. They are the necessary parts of the journey to break through into space. Your life is the same. The collisions, the losses, the pain you endure are not meant to defeat you. They are tests. Resistance needed to prove you have the power, the inner strength to explode. And now, since you are here, it means you have already gone through the harshest phase. Do not underestimate this truth. Think of all the times you fell, when you thought you could never get up again. Yet here you are, still standing. You are still walking. You are still searching for light. And that is the proof that you have been chosen. Ordinary people give up, but you did not. Ordinary people accept that their destiny is endless suffering, but you did not. That burning desire inside you, those questions you raised to the sky, made you a part of something greater. You may not see it clearly yet, but let me say this straight. You have been marked, designated for a different path. Not a path of failure after failure, but a path of rising, of strength, and of purpose. I have witnessed too many people miss the transition moment of their lives because they did not believe they were worthy. Do not let yourself be one of them. You are not here by accident. This is divine arrangement. And if you are brave enough to believe this, to grasp the message I am giving you, then your life will never be the same again. I want you to remember that even when you feel small, left behind, an invisible hand is still arranging every step. When you think you are lost, in fact, you are being guided to the right place. When you think you have lost everything, in fact, you are being cleared to receive something greater. Do not underestimate the fact that you are here in this very moment. You have been called, you have been chosen, and the universe, God, and all forces beyond your understanding are working together to confirm that your journey is about to enter a new chapter, the chapter of liberation and prosperity. Stop and feel it. Let your heart know this is not random, not a video appearing on your screen by chance. This is an affirmation sent directly to you. And when you begin to accept it, when you let faith overcome doubt, everything will change. I know many will doubt, will question these words. They will say this is just talk, just illusion. But remember, it was faith that kept you standing until today. It was faith that carried me from failure to failure until I reached what no one believed possible. And the same is true for you. You are being led to things you have never imagined. The truth is, you did not come here randomly. You are here because you have been called, chosen, and destined to step out of the darkness of failure and into the light of purpose and power. That is why I need you to understand this is your moment, no one else's, yours. And once you realize that, you will never be the same again. A new door is opening before you, and that is no longer a distant metaphor. It is truly happening right now in your life. I know you have carried heavy days, long years that seemed impossible to escape hardship, when each day felt like a battle against debt, against scarcity, and against doubt in your own mind. But hear me clearly. The season of sorrow within you is closing, and a new chapter of prosperity, freedom, and strength is opening. Poverty will no longer be the label stuck on you. Hardship will no longer be the chain dragging you down. Everything that once hindered you is now part of the past, and now you stand before the threshold of an entirely different reality. I have seen this in my own life. When I launch a spacecraft, I understand very well that Earth's gravity is the only thing preventing it from soaring higher. That gravity is like poverty, failure, and fear that have held you back all this time. But here lies the greatness. When the thrust is strong enough, when the fuel of faith and perseverance ignites, the spacecraft breaks through the atmosphere into a realm where nothing can restrain it. You are that spacecraft, and now you are ready to break free, no longer bound by the old limits. You need to know that the gateways of prosperity are truly opening for you. The world may not see it yet. People around you may still view you as ordinary, assuming you will always remain trapped in the cycle of lack. But God does not. He has seen you, called your name, and affirmed that you will walk the path of prosperity. And when that happens, no power can stop it. You must begin to see yourself with new eyes. Do not look at the scars of the past to think you are worthless. Do not look at old failures to think you are undeserving. You are marked by a higher choice. When a door opens, it does not just change the path ahead, it changes who you are. I have witnessed moments like this. People the world despised, but when the right opportunity arrived, they transformed completely. No one could recognize who they once were. I believe you are standing at this point. You are about to enter a stage where lack no longer defines you, where hardship no longer binds you. Instead, you will step into a space of freedom, confidence, and abundance. But you must be ready to accept it. The door can open, but you are the one who must walk through. If you still hold on to old thinking, to fear and doubt, you will miss it. You must let go, dare to believe in a new reality, and dare to act. I remember a time when my company was on the verge of bankruptcy. Many thought I could never rise again. Doors seemed shut, light seemed gone. But I looked inward. I believed there was another greater door opening that others could not see. That belief kept me standing, moving through the darkest moment towards success. You are being given such a chance now. Imagine your life as a room full of darkness. You have stayed so long that darkness felt normal, but now a ray of light is shining through, cracking open a door to another world. You must have the courage to walk toward that light, because only when you step through will you see the vastness and beauty waiting on the other side. Do not forget, poverty or hardship never defines your true worth. They are only temporary stages. They are tests to measure if you are persistent enough, faithful enough to embrace something greater. And when you overcome, the reward is always worthy. The door opening is not only about money, but about dignity, freedom, and living a life no longer bound by the fear of lack. You were not born to endlessly chase bills, to drown in debt and helplessness. You were born to live free, to live a life worthy of the purpose God gave you. And now, with the door of prosperity open, you have the chance to claim it. This is the turning point. I want you to pause for a moment and truly think. Do you realize you are standing right at the border between the old and the new, between a life of wanting, longing, waiting, and a life of owning, experiencing, and transforming? You have walked too long in the land of hope without ever touching the result, but now this moment is different. This is where every dream, every prayer, every tearful night begins to turn into reality. This is not just a shift in your mind, not just fleeting inspiration, but transformation from the roots, from energy, from spirit, from the core of who you are. I want you to understand that once this turning point arrives, you can never go back to the old way of living. You will no longer see yourself as someone who longs, but as someone who owns. The difference here is not just what you hold in your hands, but how you see yourself and the world. When you truly shift, you will see the pieces of your life start to fit together. Things that once were scattered, meaningless, painful, suddenly become the foundation for your leap forward. But be honest with yourself. Are you ready for this change? I ask because transformation is not for those who simply listen and move on. It is for those who dare to declare, to affirm to themselves, I am ready to change. I want you to do something very simple, yet crucial. If you feel a vibration inside, if you feel every word I speak touching you, then leave right below this video 3 words, I am ready to change. Or even if you don't want to write long, just type the number 1. I need to see your presence. For me, as the one creating this content, that is the most precious thing. It tells me you are truly here, not just listening casually, but ready to step into the new journey with me. And I am grateful for that more than anything. Understand that change begins the moment you admit you are ready. It is not just leaving a comment, it is a commitment you give to yourself and to the universe that you are ready to open the new door. You are ready to stop waiting and start owning. You are ready to stop saying, if only, and start living, this is it. I too have faced such moments. There were days I thought it was all over, when my company stood on the edge of collapse, when the world mocked my ideas. But I had a turning point. I had to ask myself, am I ready to change my perspective, ready to believe in what no one else believed? And when I answered yes, everything began to shift. I believe you are in such a moment now. It does not matter how many failures or pains you have endured. They are only stepping stones to bring you here, to the point where transformation becomes reality. But it will not happen if you only listen and then stay silent. You must leave your mark. Let me know you are ready. Write down, I am ready to change, or simply the number 1. Do not underestimate this act, because it is the first door you step through. It is the affirmation you give to yourself that you will no longer be like yesterday. From the moment you decide to declare, you officially enter a new reality, where you no longer just dream, but begin to live in the dream. I am truly grateful for your presence, for every word you write, because it not only strengthens me, but more importantly, it is proof you were brave enough to tell the world, I am ready. And you will see, when you dare to affirm it, the universe will respond with opportunities, paths, doors you had never seen before. This is the turning point. Do not let it pass as if it never existed. The first step is to declare. The next step is to live true to that declaration. And I am here to remind you that you are not alone on this journey. There is a truth you must engrave in your heart. Poverty in your life is not a permanent destiny. It is not a curse, nor a sentence you must carry forever. Poverty is only a stage, a test. And today, I want you to understand that this stage has ended. This is the divine decree, the end of poverty. You've grown used to the heavy feeling of sleepless nights, of bills piling up on the table, of goals that always seemed unreachable. You have sat there with a heavy mind, thinking there was no way out for you. I want you to recall all those nights, all those moments you held your head in your hands, all those times you thought you had completely failed. And now, I want you to imagine those very burdens being lifted off your shoulders. This is not just an empty promise. This is a command from the Creator that you will no longer be imprisoned in lack. I say this because I understand the feeling of being cornered, when every number is against you, when every prediction says you cannot make it. I have been in the place where just a few more days meant losing everything, losing the company, losing faith, losing hope. But I knew that if I accepted poverty as my fate, I would never stand here speaking to you today. And I chose to believe in something greater. In the same way, you must believe that poverty is no longer part of your life. Look at the storms you have gone through. They did not come to destroy you, but to refine you. They are like fire testing gold, stripping away weakness and forging strength. You are not chosen to collapse in darkness, but to rise, to shine in fullness. When God says poverty ends, He is not just speaking of money. He is speaking of your freedom. Freedom from shame, from helplessness, from the invisible wounds that scarcity leaves on your soul. He is restoring your dignity. Poverty made you doubt your worth. It made you question whether you were good enough, worthy enough. But understand this, your value has never depended on your bank account. You are valued by the very hand that created the universe, and He has declared you are chosen to live a life of fullness. From this moment on, you must begin to see poverty not as a prison cell that holds you, but as a room you have just walked out of. The door is open, the chains have fallen, the decree has been spoken, no more lack. I want you to picture the moment a storm passes. Before the sky was black, the winds howled, the rain poured down. But then suddenly the clouds part, brilliant light floods down, and you see clearly a radiant path ahead. That is the image of the stage you are stepping into. You have endured the storm, but now the light has come. And that light is not of a fleeting day, but of a new era in your life. You must know that poverty no longer has power over you. It no longer has the final word in your life. From now on, abundance, fullness, prosperity will be the language you will hear. And this is not for you to indulge only for yourself, but for you to live a meaningful life, a life of dignity, and a light that shines on others. The world may still see you as weak, as someone always running behind, but the world does not write this story. The one who declared this word is the true author, and he is confirmed. Poverty ends, abundance begins. This is the time you must rise. Look back at your past days not with bitterness, but with gratitude, because they were only the beginning of a greater story. Remember, the strength you gain from hardship is your greatest asset. No one can take it away. And now, as the divine decree is given, that strength will become the foundation of your prosperity. Poverty does not define you. Suffering does not define you. You were chosen to be proof that even when everything seemed against you, there was still a higher plan, a greater decree, and a wider road waiting for you. And today, you have stepped onto that road. You must know that no step in your life is meaningless. No detail is overlooked. No event happens just to make you suffer. Everything is part of a greater design, a divine plan created specifically for you. This may sound unbelievable when you are in the middle of hardship, but think again. Has not every failure, every loss, every person who crossed your life left behind a lesson, a mark, a preparation for today? Yes. You are not merely existing in chaos. You are being guided by an invisible hand that is precise in every detail. This divine plan is not rushed. It does not run after time the way you fear. It is built with wisdom, perfection, and intention. I know you have often looked around, seeing others advance, succeed, be happy, while you still struggled in the dark. But understand this, your delay is not your denial. It is the precise timing calculated so that you are ready to receive a greater blessing. When you see others lifted up, it is not because you were forgotten, but because you are being thoroughly prepared, so that when your time comes, you will not only receive, but also keep what is given. Picture an architect designing a grand structure. Outsiders only see bricks, stones, and concrete in chaos. But in the architect's mind, every detail has its place, and one misplaced brick at the wrong time could ruin the whole. God is the same with your life. He does not miss a step. He does not let any pain be meaningless. Everything is calculated to bring you to the right moment, the right position, the right mission. I too have often fallen into situations where it seemed everything collapsed. When my company stood at the brink of bankruptcy, when people mocked my ideas, I asked myself, am I on the wrong path? Have I wasted my life chasing the impossible? But then I realized all those failures were necessary. They were like scattered puzzle pieces, but when put together, they formed a greater picture. Without failure, I would not have resilience. Without others' doubt, I would not have the drive to prove. Without the darkest days, I would not know how to cherish the light when it came. And so I understood the divine plan is always greater than my limited vision. You too. Every pain you carried, every person who left you, every dream unfulfilled, none of them were the end. They were only the beginning. They were preparation to make your heart strong, to deepen your faith, so that when the divine plan unfolds, you will not be overwhelmed, not confused, but firmly standing. You may be thinking, why is this plan so slow? Why must I endure so long? I want you to look at nature. A great tree cannot grow overnight. It needs time to root deep into the soil so that when storms come, it will not fall. You are that tree. The divine plan for you requires that you be prepared more thoroughly than others. You must endure hardship so that when blessings arrive, you will not only keep them for yourself, but also become inspiration and strength for those around you. Do not compare yourself with anyone else. You do not walk the same path. You do not carry the same plan. Each person has a design of their own, and so do you. Some may receive success early, but often it lasts only briefly. You are different. What you are building firmly will lead to success that lasts, not only for you, but also for generations after you. What I want you to understand is this: your patience is not wasted. Every tear, every fall, every prayer has become part of this design. You are not abandoned, not forgotten. On the contrary, you are being cared for, meticulously prepared, because the plan for you is too great to be built carelessly. Do not think you are just a small human. You yourself are proof of a divine intention. You are not born to wander aimlessly, but to fulfill a mission. And every day you live, whether in darkness or light, is bringing you closer to that mission. Engrave this in your heart. The divine plan for you is not careless, not random. It is wise, perfect, and purposeful. Even when you cannot yet see the whole picture, trust that every step you take has meaning. And when the time is right, everything will align, and you will see the complete picture. That day is coming soon. And when it arrives, you will understand why you had to wait, why you had to endure. Because all of it did not make you weaker, but strong enough to hold the blessing to come. And when you stand in the exact place of that plan, you will doubt no more. You will know that from the beginning, you were destined to become something greater than anything you ever imagined. Picture a tiny caterpillar crawling slowly, knowing only the ground, the green leaves, and a sky hidden by tree branches. It has no concept of wings, no idea that within its body lies a completely different ability. Then one day it must enter the darkness of a cocoon, narrow, silent, dark, and seemingly like death. But inside that time, a miraculous transformation happens. The tiny caterpillar becomes a radiant butterfly, spreading wings across the sky it never dared to dream of. Do you see yourself in this image? Your life may have gone through many stages like the caterpillar, when you only crawled on the ground, surviving day by day, nibbling at small opportunities. You may have felt small, limited, unable to see any vast road ahead. You may have thought your life was confined to lack, to endless storms. But I want you to know, just like that caterpillar, your darkest days are not the end, but the preparation for transformation. During that stage, you must go into silence, patience, sometimes loneliness. You feel left behind, forgotten, but in reality that is when the universe is rearranging the structure inside you. Every experience, every challenge, every loss is shaping a new person. You do not notice it immediately, but day by day, hour by hour, change is happening. Like the caterpillar in the cocoon, you may feel confined, pressured, but that is exactly what is needed for you to emerge with stronger wings. I have gone through such times in my life. When everything seemed to shut down, when the world laughed at my ideas, I felt as though I was locked inside a cocoon, dark, heavy, no way out. But in that time, I learned patience, focus, and the strength to believe in what no one else believed. And when the moment came, I was no longer the same person. I became a new version, strong and ready to soar. You too are in such a journey. Do not underestimate the days you endure, the long nights you are alone. Do not think you are abandoned. No, you are being prepared. You are in the stage of transformation, and when the time comes, you will emerge with wings you never imagined. The truth is, no transformation happens in comfort. A caterpillar cannot become a butterfly without entering the darkness of the cocoon. Likewise, you cannot rise without passing through the darkness of challenges. But let me say this clearly, the cocoon is not a grave. It is a place of rebirth. It is the space where something greater is formed. And when you emerge, the world will no longer see you as yesterday. Look back at all you have gone through. How many times did you think it was the end, yet you still stood? How many times did you think you had lost everything, only to discover you were stronger than you ever imagined? That is no coincidence. That is the process of transformation inside you. Every hardship is like strands of silk in the cocoon wrapping around you, not to imprison, but to shape your wings. When a butterfly prepares to emerge, it must struggle, must use strength to break free of the shell. If someone helps it out too easily, its wings will never be strong enough to fly. You are the same. Your struggle is not meant to destroy you, but to make your wings strong enough to fly far. Every time you overcome an obstacle, every time you resist despair, you are strengthening your wings. I want you to believe that once the transformation is complete, you will not even recognize yourself. The person once trapped in lack, once thinking there is no future, will be gone. Instead, you will see a new person, confident, free, powerful, radiant like a butterfly across the sky. The world may not yet see this. They may still think of you as the caterpillar, small, insignificant. But they do not know you are in the stage of becoming. Soon they will be astonished when you step out, completely different, and then no one can deny the change in you. Remember, the cocoon is not the end, it is only a stage, and the hardship you face now is the same. It is just part of the process of transformation. Do not despair, do not fear, for you are closer than ever to the day you will spread your wing. And when you fly, you will understand why you had to crawl so long, why you had to endure in darkness. It was all so you could treasure the light when it comes, and so you would know you had truly transformed. You do not exist by accident. Your presence is not the result of mistakes, but part of a greater plan set before you were even aware of yourself. I want you to understand this clearly. You were chosen for freedom, and freedom here is not only from poverty, but from every limit that has ever bound you, from fear, from doubt, from the labels others have placed on you. I have seen many people live their whole lives in invisible cages. They imprison themselves with thoughts like, this is all I'll ever be, I was born to be poor, I have no chance. But that is not the truth. The truth is, you were born with a special mark, a mission that no one else can replace. And to fulfill that mission, you must be free. Freedom does not mean you will never face challenges again. On the contrary, you will continue to face them, but instead of being held back, you will turn them into stepping stones. Challenges will no longer be chains, but tools to prove your strength. When God chooses